Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Mike.
Hi, I'm Rainbow.
And for our look at a famous celebrity this month, we've picked a guy who seems to be in a lot of different places these days. You might have seen his big new movie that came out at the end of the summer, Deadpool and Wolverine. We're talking about Ryan Reynolds. It says Ryan Reynolds from supermarket shelves to superhero suits. All right, well, I know the superhero suit. That's clearly his Deadpool character, right? 3 popular movies. I don't know about the supermarket shelves part. That might have been his first job or something. That sounds interesting. We'll get to that later. But are you a fan of Mr. Reynolds and his work?
I would say I'm a fan of the work more than him.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved Deadpool. But I think I loved it because of the script, because of the music,
kind of funny
because of
and
everything
action-packed.
around it. And
Yeah.
he happened to be the main character. That's kind of how I feel about that series. I thought it was so creative.
Right.
Breaking the fourth wall, you know, talking to the camera. But it wasn't really that he didn't invent all that. Like the writers did it perfectly.
He was one of the writers, actually.
Was one of the writers?
Yeah, he's written, I think, at least some of them, produced them as well. It's kind of his baby.
Yeah, I did see that he did produce Deadpool 2. I did see that. So I guess I liked the people that made him Deadpool and more than him as a person. I don't feel so much for him as a person, but I like his work.
Yeah, well, he makes a lot of interesting movies. I saw another one he made, Free Guy. This is one about he was a video game character who kind of comes to life. And if you're not into movies, if you're more into sports, you might know him and his partner Rob McElhenney, who famously bought a little a Welsh soccer team 4 or 5 years ago. They've now gotten that team on the road to success, and they have their own show, Welcome to Wrexham, which is the name of the soccer team they bought. So that's a whole other thing that he's doing. I don't know where he finds time to do all these things. He has different companies.
And he
makes
has a lot of
movies.
kids.
He's got a lot of kids. I think they just had another one. And also he owns a soccer team in Britain. So yeah, we're gonna find out more about Ryan Reynolds and also find out what's this whole supermarket shelves thing. Well, let's get into it so we can learn a little bit more.
The Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds is a familiar face to movie lovers. Known for his likable personality and fun sense of humor, Reynolds has earned his success through hard work and kindness. Born in Vancouver, Canada in 1976, Reynolds grew up as the youngest of 4 brothers. He once described his childhood personality as extremely sensitive, and it was this quality that first led him to take up acting.
All right, so yes, Ryan Reynolds, that's who we're talking about. And to give you a very quick idea of where his life has started and where it's ended up, we get this as part of the title, From Supermarket Shelves to Superhero Suits. Let's find out how that all came together.
Yeah, interesting. The Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds is a familiar face to movie lovers. We all know about him. We all know his face. He is very familiar. If someone or something is familiar, that means, I have seen you somewhere. I recognize you. It looks like I may know someone or something like you. It's not strange or foreign or weird to me. So anything can be familiar, like a familiar smell. Maybe reminds you of your grandmother. A familiar taste. Maybe it's the beef noodles you've had growing up. It means it's not strange and it's not something you've never experienced before. It reminds you of something, that sameness that you recognize. When I was waiting at the bus stop, I heard a familiar voice behind me. This is something that I remember and recognize and maybe can put a name to it. So yeah, we all know kind of about him. Maybe we don't know much about him, but we know his face. We know that guy. We've seen him around. He's familiar.
Exactly right. You might not even know his name right off the top of your head, but you could say, oh, I've seen him before.
Oh, I know about
on
it.
TV and movies or something. And definitely if you're a movie lover, he would definitely be a familiar face these days because he's in a lot of movies. When we say a lover in this way, we don't mean anything romantic about boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers like that. We just mean someone who is a big fan of something. If you have a big passion for something, if that thing is your hobby, then you are a something, noun, lover. You could be a music lover, a movie lover.
Food lover.
A food lover. And even in something like music, we could say, oh, I'm a jazz lover. I'm a heavy metal lover.
Hip-hop lover.
Hip-hop lover, rap lover, something like that. You have to be careful. Sometimes we wouldn't say, for example, if you like Beethoven, Bach, and Mozart, we wouldn't really say classical lover. You might say classical music lover. So you have to be a little bit careful with it. But generally, I think as a good simple rule, if you have a passion for something, if you really like it, if it's a big hobby,
you know a lot
part
about
of your life, you know about it too, you could be a da-da-da, whatever that action or activity or thing is, a something lover. For example, food lovers should try out the new Japanese restaurant on Main Street. They will definitely not regret it. All right, so movie lovers know who he is, and here's some of the reasons he might have lots of fans out there. Known for his likable personality and fun sense of humor, Reynolds has earned his success through hard work and kindness.
That really is nice.
Yeah, it's a nice way to become successful. Work hard and be kind. And yes, he's known as just being a nice, friendly guy. I mean, it doesn't hurt that he's quite handsome, but I think a lot of people are drawn to his sense of humor.
He's like easygoing
the way
vibes.
he chats with his fans. He doesn't seem to be sort of think of himself as being too special. He's just a regular guy who's had some good luck and good success. Let's find out where it all started.
Born in Vancouver, Canada in 1976, Reynolds grew up as the youngest of 4 brothers. He once described his childhood personality as extremely sensitive, and it was this quality that first led him to take up acting. So we're talking about a person who's probably quite quiet and observes everything around them. That is being very sensitive.
Yeah, often as the youngest kid in the family.
Oh yeah, you are sensitive.
You also grow up kind of watching all your
them.
older brothers and sisters.
Comparing your
and
actions to them.
Learning from them too. And yes, if your emotions are important to you and your emotions are right on the surface, we might say you're quite sensitive. A sensitive person might get their feelings hurt more easily than another person, right? So they might sort of be soft-hearted. If you say something that's not meant to be mean, they might still get upset and feel you're criticizing them or you're unhappy with them. So that can, make life difficult for sensitive people. But on the good side,
that's right.
Sensitive people can also be very kind, very sympathetic, very empathetic and caring. They know what it's like to have their feelings hurt. So they do whatever they can to not hurt other people's feelings. So sensitive just means you're very closely in touch with your emotions at all times. For example, Lucy is sensitive and feels sad when people laugh at her. And I'm sure she's the kind of person who probably wouldn't laugh at other people because she knows it hurts. She's sensitive that way.
So here we have the noun quality. A quality is a part of something that is important to that person. For example, a quality that Mike has is Mike is very intelligent. A quality that Ryan Reynolds has is, the article says that he is very kind. These are things that we have worked on to develop that is a part of us, important to who we are. That is a quality used as a noun. I have a sentence for you. Honesty is a quality that everyone values in a friend, and a person who has honesty as a quality must have really worked on maintaining it as a part of who they are. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back to find out more about Ryan Reynolds.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这一次要介绍的人物是 Ryan Reynolds， 莱恩·雷诺斯，也就是饰演死侍的那一位演员。 那课文提到说，这一位加拿大演员是电影爱好者熟悉的面孔，他以讨人喜欢的个性和风趣的幽默感而闻名。他也透过努力和善良赢得了成功。那 Ryan Reynolds 在家中4个兄弟是排行老幺，他曾经形容自己童年的个性是极度敏感，那正是这种特质首先促使他开始表演的。我们来看单字 familiar， 它是形容熟悉的 ，lover 则是指爱好者、热爱者，或者是也有恋人啊、情人的意思。那么 sensitive 它表示敏感的、善解人意的。Mike 老师在解释单字时，他用到几个形容词，我们来看一下。一个是 sympathetic， 它是形容有同情心的或是同情的。empathetic 可以形容是有同理心的、产生共鸣的。还有提到 caring 则是形容有爱心的、关心他人的。下一个单字 quality 它表示特性、特质，也有品质的意思。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，那这边要介绍的是分列句。分列句是用来强调直述句当中的主词啊、受词、时间或地方副词或副词片语。我们把要强调的部分摆在 it is 和 that 之间，或是 it was 和 that 之间。句子其他部分就放在 that 之后。所以这个句型就是 it is 或是 it was 加上强调部分，加 that 再加句子其余部分。例如 They fell in love with each other during the trip。 那我们用分列句去强调 during the trip， 那句子会写作 It was during the trip that they fell in love with each other。 正是在那趟旅途中，他们坠入爱河。好，这话课文中。
After starting off in school plays, Reynolds landed his first TV role at the age of 12. By the time he graduated from high school, he already had several TV shows under his belt. Despite this early success, the young actor still had to work late-night shifts in a supermarket to make ends meet. Over his long career, Reynolds has become known for taking on both funny and serious roles. However, it is his performance as the anti-hero Deadpool that has won him the most praise. Reynolds isn't just an actor, though. He also co-wrote and co-produced the latest Deadpool movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, which hit movie theaters in July.
All right, we are back finding out all about the interesting life of Ryan Reynolds, born into a large family in Canada back in 1976. He grew up to be quite a sensitive child. Now, that might have made him, cry a little bit if his older brothers were teasing him, but it could have also made him a very good actor. He's good at looking at people and understanding their feelings. And as we get back to the article, it seems that the acting bug, or developing a passion for acting, started at a very young age for him. It says, after starting off in school plays, like many people, Reynolds landed his first TV role at the age of 12.
That's really young.
Wow, so a child actor. I guess he'd done a few little parts at school, and then he went out for an audition and got a TV spot. I don't know what he did. Maybe not a big part, maybe just kid at ice cream store or something like that. But at the age of 12,
it's
he was
still super significant.
Yeah, he's already kind of a professional actor. I wonder if you can find a little clip of this on YouTube.
Oh, probably.
It would be very cute to see 12-year-old Ryan Reynolds in his first big job. It says by the time he graduated from high school, so 5 or 6 years later, he already had several TV shows under his belt. That means he had already done a few other TV shows. So he was kind of a working actor by the time he was in his late teenage years, by the time he graduated from high school. And to graduate, we're using it here as a verb. It could be a noun, pronounced slightly differently. But to use it as a verb, that basically just means you finish your studies at a certain school. You reach the highest level, the senior level, you pass all your exams, you get all the right grades, and then you're free to go on to another school, to go off and start working or whatever. It basically means you didn't quit school at some point. You went to the end, you passed everything. Well done. They'll give you a piece of paper and you probably have a special ceremony. And you can say, I am a graduate. That is to use it as a noun. I graduated or finished school, like Paul. Paul graduated from college in 2002 or 2002. He finished college or university.
Despite this early success, the young actor still had to work late-night shifts in a supermarket to make ends meet. That means that actors, even though they are amazing, they still have to make money, and an acting project or gig isn't often going to help you make a lot of money unless you are super famous. So at night, he's going to be working at the supermarket to make that money and pay that rent and take care of himself.
That's right. They kind of say that anyone you see parking cars or bringing food to tables, working as a waiter in LA and Hollywood, they're all trying to be actors.
Actors, dancers, performers.
Not all actors are super successful, especially at the beginning of their career. But Ryan Reynolds eventually got there. I'm sure he quit the job at the supermarket many years ago. It says over his long career, remember from being 12 years old when he started to now, so that is a long career, Reynolds has become known for taking on both funny and serious roles. Yeah, it's actually interesting. If you look at all the movies he's made, there's a lot of action, a lot of comedy, but there's a lot of serious stuff there too. I don't know if he makes movies like that so much now, but when he was younger, yeah, he was quite a serious actor. However, it says it is his performance as the anti-hero Deadpool that has won him the most praise. These popular movies came out not long after the Avenger movies were getting popular. And of course, a lot of people love these movies. They got a lot of praise. And praise is basically when people say words that talk about how great something is. If they love something, they will give it words of praise. We could also use it as a verb. They will praise that thing. So if there's a new movie and your friends say, oh, you gotta see this movie. There's a new restaurant, you gotta eat at this restaurant. Oh, the food is so good. Or even if it's something you did, you were amazing. You scored all those points in the basketball game. Well done. That is praise, or as I said, they are praising you. They are saying wonderful things about how wonderful you or something is. The singer is receiving lots of praise for her new album. So everybody loves it, the critics and the fans.
Back to the article. Reynolds isn't just an actor though. He also co-wrote and co-produced the latest Deadpool movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, which hit movie theaters in July. So we can see him behind the scenes as well as in front of the scenes, and he's doing both.
He does a lot. I've seen him working on how they edit or cut the movie. I've seen him working on the special effects, the sound effects. He really gets involved in making the movie the best that it can be. So he's not just the guy who shows up, acts, and then goes home. He really carries that movie all the way through to the finished product. So it seems that he's had good success, but it also seems like he's put in a lot of hard work, which gives you an idea of how to become successful in Hollywood. Be handsome, talented, hardworking, and maybe just a little bit lucky. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Go out there and be the best version of yourselves that you can be, and we'll see you back here sometime soon. Until then, all the best, and bye-bye.
Ryan Reynolds 从学校戏剧起步开始表演，他在12岁的时候获得第一个电视角色。那到高中毕业时，他已经演出了好几部电视剧。尽管如此，那个时期的他还是得在超市上夜班来勉强维持生计。Mike 老师刚刚在讲到争取角色时，他用到 audition 这个字 ，audition，audition 可以当动词或名词来表达试镜、试演。 好，那在漫长的职涯当中 ，Ryan Reynolds 他是以接演有趣和严肃的角色而闻名。不过，为他赢得最多赞誉的是非正统派主角死侍这个角色。那他除了演出，也有共同编剧和共同制作了最新的死侍系列电影《死侍与金刚狼》。我们这边来看一下单字 graduate。graduate 当动词表示毕业，它也可以当名词，但是念作 graduate。graduate 可以指高中或大学的毕业生。再来 praise 它表示赞美、表扬，可以当可数或不可数名词。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来学习 by the time 表示到什么什么时，在什么什么之前，用来引导时间副词子句。那可以描述过去或是未来。描述未来的时候呢，副词子句要用现在式代替未来式。而主要子句呢，我们可以用到简单式，或者是用完成式来强调动作已经完成。这边来看两个例句 ：By the time you come back, I will have finished my homework. 等到你回来时，我就已经写完回家作业了。那这是在描述未来，我们副词子句是用到现在式 come， 那么主要子句是用到未来完成式 will have finished， 去强调动作已完成。第二个例句是 By the time we got there, there were no seats left. 我们到的时候已经没有空位了。那这是描述过去，我们前后子句都使用了过去简单式。好，那么以上这些讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
The Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds is a familiar face to movie lovers. Known for his likable personality and fun sense of humor, Reynolds has earned his success through hard work and kindness. Born in Vancouver, Canada in 1976, Reynolds grew up as the youngest of 4 brothers. He once described his childhood personality as extremely sensitive, and it was this quality that first led him to take up acting. After starting off in school plays, Reynolds landed his first TV role at the age of 12. By the time he graduated from high school, he already had several TV shows under his belt. Despite this early success, the young actor still had to work late-night shifts in a supermarket to make ends meet. Over his long career, Reynolds has become known for taking on both funny and serious roles. However, it is his performance as the anti-hero Deadpool that has won him the most praise. Reynolds isn't just an actor, though. He also co-wrote and co-produced the latest Deadpool movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, which hit movie theaters in July.
Hey, it's Kiwi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie.
Oh, by the way, Winnie, don't forget, Sunday's party is BYOB.
Biob?
No, bring your own bottle so you can fill it up with water and reuse it.
Well, now that is a great abbreviation. Okay, everyone, let's work on our abbreviations. Our first one is R&D.
That's a good question.
Researchment and development.
Research and development.
Research.
Okay, very good.
You get the point.
Yep. How about BFF?
Boyfriend? Best friend?
From middle school up until now, they are your BFF.
Best friend.
Yeah, best friend.
Best friend.
Best friend forever.
Very good. Okay, last one. OFC.
OFC. KFC. Oh no, just kidding. OFC. Oh, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
OFC.
course.
Yay, she got that one quick.
Very quick. All right, what did we learn today?
Welcome to today's abbreviations. The first one is R&D, research and development. Research and development. Usually this is used in companies when they are making a new product. That product needs to go through a lot of research and development so that they can make the product as best as they can make it. So, for example, you could say, this product is going through a research and development phase. The next one is BFF, best friend forever. Best friend forever. So you can say, she is my best friend forever. Then we have OFC. Of course. Of course. Of course I can give you a ride. That's all we have for today. Kiwi later.